I said it before and I'll say it again.
That scene, that last scene.
What does it mean?
I'm the dude, you know?
Get the fuck out of here. No, I cannot. That final scene starts now.
Hi everyone, this is Sophie and you're listening to another episode of That Final Scene. If you just discovered us in this podcast, we try to explain some of the best and probably some of the worst endings in movie history. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm not doing this on my own. I'm here with my two brilliant co-hosts, Ben and Simon. How are you guys?
Hello. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Wearing my Christmas jumper, feeling all Christmassy for our Christmas episode.
I am so jealous.
I'm slightly offended I'm the only one who's wearing the Christmas jumper, but it's okay.
Star Wars
fine. Yes, it's a Baby Yoda themed T-shirt, hence why it's bright green and red.
We're gonna need to put some pictures.
Yeah, we can put
Star Wars.
It doesn't whisper Star Wars, Simon. It screams it in your face as loud as it can, and then it screams Christmas, as if Noddy Holder was screaming at you.
Oh, horrid.
I mean, it's only fair that you're doing this because in this episode we are doing our Christmas Secret Santa gifting in a way.
Yeah.
This is true.
So I'm very excited about
Well,
that.
I was really looking forward to this episode as well because we're talking about Love Actually later.
Yeah.
I fucking love that film and I fucking love Christmas and I can't wait. I'm so excited.
I'm shocked.
Oh my god!
I'm not shocked.
Saw it on the weekend. Went for a slightly chaotic brunch, not brunch weird thing in a hotel.
Say more.
Oh my god, it was so good. I'll talk about it a little bit later,
Okay.
We'll get into it when I'm talking about what we've watched. Don't worry.
Okay. I mean, let's dive right into it.
Okay, so basically, so it kind of
I
worked.
trapped you.
It
Worked out, warm it up.
It worked out well. So we're recording a little bit late for this one, but I ended up going to see Love Actually in a cinema in Shoreditch, which is in like the basement of a hotel. It's in like the Courthouse Hotel in Shoreditch. So it was really weird, like seeing this film that's been out for like 18 years, like Love Actually, 2004, 2005?
What?
Yeah,
2003. Yeah.
2003. So almost 19 years. And yeah, seeing it in a cinema was like so cool to like just have that, because I obviously didn't see it in the cinema when it came out, too young, but
To cringe
I loved
even
it.
harder.
Oh, I
on
didn't.
the big screen.
Do you know what? I had 2 glasses of prosecco beforehand. I was not cringing. I was absolutely loving every second of it. I was thinking to myself, I was like, I can't wait because Simon's going to be all grinchy about it, and I'm gonna counteract him with how good and Christmassy the movie is.
I would need eggnog intravenously pumped.
Yes. Oh God,
like
please. Yeah. Well, Bailey's for me, but yeah. So I went to see that, which was awesome. And then I've just been watching like loads of random shit. Like I'm watching the Harry and Meghan documentary.
Are you
which is
actually?
good grief.
Okay.
Yeah, lots of tea. But it's just dull. It's boring. It's not great. I started watching White Lotus. Do either of you watch White Lotus?
I've seen season 1. I really liked it. Season 2 is supposed to be better. I'm
Yeah.
hearing.
So I've watched season 1 and it's really good. And I'm going to start watching season 2 hopefully this week. I would very much recommend it if you haven't watched it. It's like, do you know what? It's one of those ones where, like I was talking to my girlfriend about this after like 2 or 3 episodes. I was like, nothing's really happening, but I'm fucking loving it, and I can't wait to watch the next episode because like the characters in it are just so good and interesting and funny.
What's it about?
So it's basically, so you find it, like, this isn't a secret, like you find out within the first 5 minutes of the episode that like someone has died at this hotel. You don't know who it is, and you're waiting for the whole season to find out, and it's this hotel in like fancy hotel in Hawaii, and you have like this couple who are on their honeymoon who like clearly aren't meant to be together. There's like the family who have this really weird relationship with their kids, and then there's the staff in the hotel who are like the guy who plays the manager. I think he won a Golden Globe
He's
actually for it.
incredible.
Is amazing. He's this Australian guy. He's so funny. And yeah, it's just nothing really happens in it. It's more so a bit like it's kind of like the whole murder is like something that you're building up to keep people hooked. Like, I wonder what's going to happen, but actually the interesting thing about it is like all these people and how they interact with one another, and it's really funny.
That's what the show did very well. So even though it could be just another like whodunit, I feel like you're more interested in the drama.
Yeah, I kind of got to the
setup.
end and I was like, I didn't really give a shit who died.
Yeah.
I was like, it doesn't really matter. And you're kind of thinking like throughout the whole thing, oh, is it going to be this person? Is it going to be that person? You're like, oh, I fucking hope it's that person. That person's an arsehole. But then you get to the end and it's like, but that didn't really matter because
No.
it was actually like the relationship between the people that is the funniest thing. And that's so interesting. And yeah, it's great. Like Jennifer Coolidge is in it from like America. She's in American Pie and stuff.
Pie.
Yeah, it's like Stifler's mom, and she's so funny.
How
She's
big are her lips now?
This is so good.
Oh, massive. She's
yeah,
playing
yeah,
this
yeah.
woman who's this like really wealthy woman who's like come to Hawaii to spread her mother's ashes, who she hated, and she's just like drunk all the time, and Yeah. Oh God,
She's
it's
answered
fantastic.
the brief for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And she's back for season 2, which is quite good. It's like an anthology series where like the second season isn't like a sequel. It's like another, like White Lotus is the name of the hotel. So the second season, from what I've heard about it, is that there's another White Lotus hotel, but it's not like a sequel to the first one. But she's in it again
That
for a
sounds
bit of like
wicked. I'm
continuity.
well up for watching that.
Dude, honestly, and it's 6 episodes. It's so nice. Like I'm so used. When I went to watch it, I was like, fuck, it's like HBO. It's gonna be like 10 episodes long. Everything's gonna drag in, and it's like 6 episodes. They're all really fast and like snappy, and the dialogue's great. And yeah, would 100% recommend it.
Do you have
It's
to have
so
Now
good.
TV?
You do.
You do.
Just get a free subscription. I feel like you can get the entertainment pass over Christmas for like dirt cheap, like £4 or something.
Yeah,
And
or
just
you
watch
can
it,
get-
and you watch it in a few days.
Yeah, or you can just get the free trial. Like
Yeah,
the one.
free trial for a
You
few
can
days and
watch
just
in a
binge
month.
watch it over Christmas.
Yeah, you can do that.
But yeah, so I'm absolutely love that. So I need to watch the next season, and I just ended up watching like random movies. Like I watched Captain America Winter Soldier because it was on the other day, and then I watched The Mummy Returns because Brendan Fraser just did one of those, breaking down all the roles from my career, and I was like, I really want to watch The Mummy Returns. So I just like watched it in bed over like 2 or 3 nights, and it just, oh god, it's so crap, but it's so brilliant. And his honesty in that interview is really refreshing because he talks about Mummy Returns and like the awful CGI at the end of it. And he was saying that, like, yeah, we were at the premiere of the movie, and the guys who did the CGI came up to him and were like, yeah, so we're the guys that did the Scorpion King CGI. And he was like, oh, right, okay, clearly being like, it's terrible. And they were like, yeah, we kind of wish we had a few more days because it looks awful. So he was just like, it's really refreshing that they were so honest about it, and they got it. And it's kind of funny rewatching it now and embracing it, like, in just how shit it is, because The Rock is the Scorpion King and he looks terrible. Like, he looks like he's straight out of an awful video game. And yeah, just the nostalgia of it was just incredible.
I do feel like the CGI and the VFX people in movies are the unsung heroes because they have
100%.
zero budget and they have to work with insane time, like deadlines to, against like post-production in other certain departments. So I read the other day that is it Marvel, like VFX people are looking to unionize, or is it like
Yeah,
more
I think
generally
so.
because it is about time.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just ridiculous.
What have you both been watching?
Utter twaddle.
Oh, nice.
I've been watching Beverly Hills Cop again.
Love it.
US Marshals.
What's US Marshals?
It's what's he called? The guy from Under Siege. No, Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. I think I know what you're... Yeah, I think I know.
I tried to watch it 3 times and fell asleep 3 times in a row.
How did you?
Oh, were you hungover?
But yeah, it
I
was
love
when I got
doing
stuck
that.
on this trip, and I got snowed in, and I was stuck in this hotel room, so I started hoovering up Notting Hill, which I really enjoyed.
Nice.
Fantastic. How can you enjoy Notting Hill and not Love Actually?
I have
Completely
thoughts.
different.
I have thoughts.
Completely different.
So how did you how did you stumble into US Marshals? Like, was it
It
on
was
TV?
just trending on Netflix.
Oh, was it
looked
trending
right
on
up my
Netflix?
street.
Amazing.
That is ridiculous.
Nice.
Like Netflix Germany.
Yeah.
Please tell me you watched it in German.
No, I put it in English.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Don't
treat.
blame me. I'd do the same.
Oh,
I love that though. When you wait, I love like trying to watch a film, but you keep falling asleep and then having to remember where the part you're at.
Yeah.
I would normally
Yeah.
like I did that with Bad Boys 2 once when I was hungover, and I kept trying to watch the movie, and then I'd fall asleep like halfway through it in bed, massively hungover, and then I'd wake up and be like, I can't remember what bit I was at. I'll just watch it from the start. So it was like top of my playlist on fucking all my suggestions on Netflix were related to Bad Boys because I watched it 3 times in a day.
That's so relatable.
And then at the peak of my hangover anxiety, The Holiday,
Oh,
Oh, that's
which
a
I
naughty,
still think is
that's a
far
naughty
better
one.
than Love Actually.
interesting. Then they're not making a sequel. That's been debunked. Apparently, I saw all these rumors online that like there was talk.
There was supposed okay, that
there
was a
supposed to be
rumor.
a second one. Yeah, and
I
it's
find
like,
it
no,
far
it's
less
not happening.
cringy and more Christmassy. It's made by the same lady that directed The Parent Trap and a couple of other classic
Oh,
films.
Nancy Myers.
Yes, she's an amazing director, I think.
Cool.
And it's just a beautifully constructed film, I think. I love the way it's quite meta, and you have those, in The Holiday, you have those interstitial moments where it's like a movie trailer explaining what's going on.
That's the one with like Jack. There's that scene with Jack Black in the video. Is it like
Yeah,
Jack Black
oh,
in
yeah,
the
in
video shop?
Blockbuster.
Yeah, in Blockbuster.
It's kind of like knowingly cheesy, and it doesn't try to be cool. It just like has a bit of fun with quite a cheesy.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
set
quite
of ideas.
inoffensive in a way.
And Jude
Think.
Law's there, and
Yeah.
it's gorgeous.
I'm thinking of like imagine Cameron Diaz unretiring for the holiday tour.
Oh my god! If anything's gonna bring her out of retirement, it's The Mask 3 or The Holiday 2.
But I read that the website that's featured in The Holiday, where they swap houses, was real and still is. And
Well, that's like house swapping is a huge thing.
no, but the website wasn't a fictitious one. It was an
Oh, really?
actual,
Okay.
like the shots they used of the website were real, and that actually made the website become really popular, and people started doing
Wow, that's
house
cool.
swaps.
That's an
That is
amazing
cool.
bit of marketing from that company.
Yeah.
To be
Yeah.
like, use our website. Yeah, you can use that. That's so cool.
Wow, okay.
I didn't know that.
Nice.
Trivia.
Trivia, like one for the books.
What about you, Sophie?
I've been watching a few stuff. So, number one, In the Loop. I can't believe I hadn't watched this film before.
Oh, yes.
Brilliant.
So good. I mean, it's not for everyone. Like if you have gentle ears, like it's not for you. Like the cursing and the swearing is real. With this
If
one,
you like,
Iannucci
yeah,
at
it's
his
the,
finest.
it's the thick of it, isn't it? It's the and that's where Veep came from.
Yeah.
yes. So
Yeah.
it's from his name again?
Armando Iannucci.
Yes. So Veep and the thick of it, and then what I didn't know is that it was co-directed or co-written by Jesse Armstrong from Succession.
Oh, I didn't know that. And
yeah.
from Peep Show.
Oh, Peep Show as well.
So yeah, Sam Bain and Jesse Armstrong wrote Peep Show together. And
Yeah, so they were collaborators for years. So I didn't know that he was involved with that one as well.
Was he involved with Veep?
Maybe for
He might have
individual
been,
episodes.
yeah.
I don't remember him as a
amazing,
co-creator.
absolutely amazing writer. I'd love
Yeah.
to meet him.
So like it's really good fun. Like it's fast paced. It's really an exciting ride. So I really enjoyed that. It's on Netflix right now. By the way, I did go back to Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to. It's Christmas.
You have to for the holidays.
I've already got my list of movies. I've started like writing down my
What
list
is
of
it?
movies that I want to watch over Christmas.
Oh,
What, you
that's
figured out what's
amazing.
worth watching on Netflix?
No, I just movies that I know are
generally.
online that I want to watch on like Disney Plus and other
Can
things.
we have the list?
So I've currently got The Banshees of Inisherin, which comes out on Disney Plus on Tuesday night. So I want to watch that.
What, next Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday night. Yeah.
Already?
Yeah, 21st of
Wow,
December.
okay.
I've got Lightyear. I really want to watch Lightyear because I didn't get a chance to watch that. And Bullet Train is also on the list as well for some
Really good.
balls out action fun. So that's the three for now. So if anybody has any suggestions of like movies to watch, that are
Triangle of
coming on-
Sadness I still haven't seen, which I really want to watch.
that sounds like a great Christmas movie.
Well, the next Christmas film that I got, well, it's not Christmas, but it's out on the 23rd of December. It's Glass Onion. Like I did get to see that in
yeah.
the cinema.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it either.
It's okay, I don't want to give any spoilers, obviously. It's good. Like I really enjoyed it. I don't think I loved it as much as the first one.
I had heard that
yeah.
like it's good and it's interesting, but it's not as good a like a whodunit as
It's-
Knives Out is.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Johnson for showing Grease like in the way that he showed it. Like it makes it look so good. I feel like a bunch of Netflix subscribers are gonna go to Grease next year just because like it looks so amazing. The cast is really strong, just like the first one. The plot is very promising. Like it's it does have the same signature, like in terms of how it was put together. So I did enjoy it. I felt like it was more predictable than the first one in a way, and I have thoughts on the ending. So I think we should
Okay, we should break it
an
down next
episode when it comes out next year, because yeah, like they could have explored it in a much more different way, and they went a very specific direction. So that is the Christmas non-Christmas film recommendation, and then.
There's a lot of Christmas non-Christmas movie, like Avatar's out this weekend. That's like a very
Oh my god, yeah.
Christmas non-Christmas movie that I feel like I'm gonna force myself to watch.
I feel like it's not good.
That's
I haven't even seen
for
it.
when you having a Boxing Day like lull and you just need something to like drag you through the end of Boxing Day, and you have
Yes.
a really long grindy mega film.
It's what Netflix did super successfully a few years back with Bird Box. You remember like when that came out, like during that dead period of
Yeah.
like everyone just like being in this food coma, state of mind. And
Trying to find that picture, that tweet you sent to Sophie of the guy reacting to Avatar. What was it? Of him just saying it looks absolutely terrible.
I mean, most journalists say so. I mean, from what I've read, like it's very long. It's kind of nonsense. It's regressive to an extent from people that
Aggressive?
are regressive.
Oh, regressive.
Regressive. But I guess it's that kind of like blockbuster fun that families are looking for. But I'm not seeing it like reaching, the box office numbers that the first one did, which is kind of predictable. But I'm not gonna be watching it in the cinema.
Yeah, Avatar: The Way of Water is a silly, soggy motion-smoothed epic of solemnity without a single interesting visual image.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's a hell of a tweet. That's a hell of an opinion.
That's the general perception so far.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'll pass judgment after I've seen it.
Is it 3D where you have to wear the glasses?
Yes, it is 3D.
Do you
It's
have
3D,
to?
yeah, and it's
I watched
3.5
the first
hours long.
Avatar with the comedy glasses on.
It was cool.
What did you think?
back
What
then.
did you think of the first Avatar?
It was exciting because it was 3D.
Yeah, I feel like that's it. I feel like
I did-
I feel like when I go back and watch it, especially if you watch it on like as on a straight on Disney Plus or something, the film is just so boring and it's
I
so
didn't like the
long.
characters. I remember the oxygen running out scene was the only bit where I felt a bit into it.
I do think, like, having looked at the behind the scenes stuff for this one, it does seem interesting. I mean, I don't know why James Cameron like put the actors through all they did of like having to hold their breath for so long, and like they all learned how to hold their breath for like over 6 minutes to film all the stuff underwater.
Oh, come on. Really?
Yeah. So Kate Winslet was on the Graham Norton show last week, and they showed a clip of her where she's doing the like holding her breath, and they're timing her, and she did it for 7 minutes, I think. Or no, sorry, yeah, 6 minutes and 15 seconds or something like that. Which
That's
Tom
crazy.
Cruise had held the record for Mission Impossible, I think Rogue Nation or something, and that was, I think they've surpassed it with this film because all the actors learned how to do the thing where you can hold your breath for like a really, really long period of time. But like, why would you make actors do that? Like, unless they're volunteering to do that, it just feels kind of crazy and a little
It
bit
must
needless.
bring people into the film more though, to feel more like as at one with the cast, and you're kind of in it together. You're all
Maybe.
working on something like that.
And also, what about the actual title, The Way of Water?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Well, it's to do with the fact that they're going and living with the water people.
Right, but it's just like such an uninspiring
I just,
title.
you know what the thing
like
is,
The Way of
the
Water.
thing about it, yeah, it's a very uninspiring title. It sounds like a kind of a direct to video kind
Yeah.
of thing. Avatar: The Way of the Water. It's like, okay, you find it on like
Kevin Costner turns up.
yeah, like you find it like, you know, when you walk into a garage and they have like a shelf of DVDs, like,
No, the bin, the bargain bin.
the bargain bin at a motorway service station.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just looks like, and the fact that there's 2 more.
What?
There's going to be 4. Yeah,
I
there's.
thought it was going to be one more, two
No,
more.
I thought there was 2 more, isn't
Jesus
there? Maybe there is
Christ.
just 1 more now. I
Is
hope
that
there
because
just
there's been
one
a
more.
contract with?
No, I think
James
it's just
Cameron?
because James Cameron wants to do it. This is all he's just wanted to do. This, like,
Yeah.
I don't think, like, this is him just being like, hey, Disney, will you give me loads of money to make another thing that made $1 billion? And they're like, of course we will. It's a
Yeah.
great idea.
I feel like they owe him so much money because of what he has made for them, like with obviously Avatar, the first Avatar, and like Titanic and whatever else. Like he's like has a free, like a jail-free card.
I was going to say, I remember being really interested in the first Avatar because I remember James Cameron doing this documentary on the hardware that he'd built to create the film. So they had this like live, so obviously a lot of it was shot green screen, but he created these live monitors that let you see in real time what was on the green screen. So
Oh,
people
okay.
could kind of see the scenes being constructed as they were filming them. It's really clever.
I mean, he is very interesting. Like, he's done a lot of cool technological stuff. Like, didn't he do that? He went to like the bottom of the ocean, like a submarine, and all these kind of things. And like, yeah, he seems to be a very interesting guy. And like, you can't go past stuff like Alien 2 and
Of course, yeah.
movies like that, which are incredible.
Jasmine
but I just
Day.
like, it's just Avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just never into it. Even when it first came out, I was a bit like, what is the point of this entire film? And like, it looks good, but like, he's come out swinging now and saying he thinks Marvel CGI isn't as good as Avatar's, and I'm kind of like, well, it's not really it's not a competition. It looks completely different. Yours is like just
Right.
bright blue and all aliens. Marvel's is a very different thing. And I would say
I think the
Marvel's
reason why I
looks
didn't connect with Avatar is like the alien looking characters. I just didn't warm to their.
better. And
Look.
also it's like, it's not a very, like, it's not an original story in any way. It's not like this groundbreak. Like, I think Avatar is great if Avatar would be great as a silent movie if you just went and watched it and all you like, they had like it scored like a silent film, like you had the music
A
and you just
planetarium
watched
kind of
it
film.
Like
and
in
you
a
just watched it, yeah,
Shisha lounge.
yeah, and you were like, watched it on a big, like in IMAX or something, and you saw all the colors and it looks amazing. You'd be like, this is great. And then as soon as they start talking in this dialogue, you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, this is just so predictable and pointless and boring. And
And it's too long. Like
And it's
both
too
of them,
long.
I
It's way
feel
too
like
long.
they're gonna be too long. But
it's 3 hours 20, this one, I think. And he even said, he was like, don't worry, go take a pee break. You'll just come see the movie again. I'm not seeing this film twice.
absolutely
Not at all.
3 hours 20.
3 hours 20, yeah. So just
Absolutely not.
pee before you go and don't buy any popcorn or a drink because there's no point.
It's not for me.
No. Pass.
So should
Pass.
we go on to our gifting segment?
Yes, I'm
This is-
excited.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
I don't know, Sophie. I'll let you tee it up because we're not doing our usual community segment this week. But
Well, as a reminder for those of you listening, about 2 weeks ago, Simon, Ben, and I said we were going to bring an audio clip. I think the brief was very vague, to each other as a Christmas gift on this week's episode. It can be from a movie or not. It doesn't matter. So everyone has their gifts with them, correct?
yes,
Okay. I can start if you want me to.
Go on then.
Yeah. Okay.
Should I hit my gift wrapping sound effect?
Ooh, let's do it.
Who's Sophie giving a present to first?
Okay, Simon, I decided to play safe and go with a scene that always makes me laugh like an idiot. And I know it's from one of your favorite films as well.
Oh my God, if we've gotten Simon the same gift.
Oh my God, probably. I also love that part of it was unscripted, so I'm going to talk about this later. I'm going to play this now.
Miss Hiller? Yes, dear. I take sugar in my tea. Oh, your tea! Oh, tea right there in your tea. It's coming right up here, sugar. 1 number 2, dear. 2, please. Tea, sugar, hot water. You've got it all, dear. Coming right your way, dear. Be right there with your tea. No! Stop! Stop! Oh, no! Oh, shit! Oh! Ow! Oh! Can I give you a hand? Oh, no, dear, I don't need a hand. I need a face. A face. Are you sure? Oh, definitely! Really sure. No. I'm not a Muslim. Face. Face. Oh, good. Miss Hiller? The water's boiling. Hello!
Thanks for reminding me to watch this again this Christmas.
That's on your Christmas
gonna be
movie
top
list.
of the
There you
list.
go.
There you go.
Oh, that was excellent.
The little fun fact here is, it shows up now as you remember, where the icing starts to fall from his face into the
It's like
tea.
melt. Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
it plops in.
That was unscripted, and then what he did in that scene was completely ad-lib.
Oh.
It was like ridiculous. So that is my Christmas gift
That's
to
your
you,
gift to
Simon.
Simon.
Thank you very much.
Okay, is
10
there
out
one?
of
Is
10.
there one for me? Then I'll
Yes.
start unwrapping my gift. What could it be?
Ooh.
Stop it.
Wow.
Oh, it's so interesting. So many layers.
Well, my gift to you, Ben, is much more straightforward. It's a movie scene throwback from an older episode of ours. It features one of the most ridiculous Irish accents
Oh my
in movie
God.
history, but this was the 90s, so I like to think we've gone a long way from a Irish representation from since
course.
then. And hoping that this one would never get made today. So I hope you find some comfort in that. Let's play it.
Hello, Grace.
Will I be seeing you in church tomorrow morning?
Sounds divine and holy, Grace. We can share a pew, me and you.
Oh God.
Same to you.
She's got an awfully large chest to be going to church.
Shannon. All chests are equal in the eyes of the Lord.
Oh God.
goes into the
What an
confession
awful
box.
line.
She'll never
All
come out.
chests are equal in the eyes of the Lord.
Grace isn't a tramp. She's a dancer in the burley queue.
That isn't dancing. That's kicking her knickers up. And I suspect if you asked her to, she'd kick her knickers off.
Oh, maybe she would.
Has she?
That's enough, Shannon.
Pickle you like a piece of pork. We're just using you.
Said that's enough. Tell me you like my hat.
You're not wearing a hat.
Say it. Say you like my hat.
You're not wearing a hat.
Say it.
I love how
Why
this is
can't you
supposed
say
to
it,
be a
Shannon?
serious scene,
Why can't you say
and
you
you
like my
just
hat?
get
Why
these
can't you say you
wonderful
like my
lines
suit?
as all tests are equal in
I've
the
heard
eyes of
this.
the Lord, and tell me you like my hat, Shannon.
Tell me you like my hat.
If you take the Irish accent off that, it's basically Downton Abbey, isn't it? It's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Downton
Oh,
Abbey
yeah.
with a really shitty Irish accent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Merry Christmas to you
excellent.
both.
Thank you. Well,
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
yeah, I'll give my gifts then. And I think it's only appropriate that I give Sophie's first. Because I thought to myself, what's the best thing I can give Sophie? And it's find two of her favourite actors. And again, find their most awful Irish accents that you could possibly ever do.
Nice.
And it turns out one of the clips we've got is the same.
Hello, Grace.
That is incredible, really.
Yeah.
Sounds divine and holy, Grace. We can share a pew, me and you.
Toodaloo.
Same to you.
Awful. And of course,
These little gypsies.
What are you doing, Potter? Get out the way, back.
Brad Pitt and
Can't
Snatch.
really understand much of what is being said.
You tell me.
Oh, nice segue.
Come about the caravan.
Mr. Arnoux.
Fuck, man.
That's even worse.
It's not Irish. No, it's not English.
How are you?
Fair, the Welshman can't just for the horses, you know.
It's just, well, it's just pikey.
Fuck me.
Gypsy.
That sounds like Westlife.
My two...
Did he basically create this accent?
I think so.
Like,
Nah,
yeah.
no. I think it's kind of it's based around really offensive accents that you could do, and I just thought, yeah, you've talked a lot about how you love Brad Pitt and you
I
love Tom
love
Cruise,
Brad Pitt.
and it's just so fun. I had a feeling someone might pick that one.
This
that,
is really
the,
sweet.
The Far
Thank
From
you.
Away clip, but yeah,
this
that's
is
good.
really
That's
sweet.
why we need an
Thank you.
ident for problematic.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, where I could play that, and then Simon. I mean, what else could I get you but your favourite clip from any movie of all time?
Uncle Buck, Nuns in the Run.
Space? Yeah, I was wondering how much something like this
Nuns.
went for.
I mean, Beverly Hills Cop.
$170,000. Get the fuck out of here! I cannot. It's serious because it's very important. Space. Have you ever saw one of these? Sell it yesterday to a collector. Get the fuck out of here! Yes, I said it myself.
We never get to hear this clip in full, so I thought it would be a good gift to give you and play it in full.
Fine, hold a second, I'll be right down.
This is another ad-lib scene.
Excuse me, Serge.
Now, Simon, you've given me a lot of different clips, so you're going to need to tell me what to
Well,
play.
we need the unwrapping sound effect.
Okay, who's unwrapping first?
Let's do Ben.
Okay.
First. Can you play the Mastermind?
Of course I can.
Okay. Ben.
Yes.
Your name.
Ben,
Your occupation.
project manager.
Ben Corbett, your specialist subject is James Bond, with subspecialism wig work within the James Bond cinematic universe.
Oh God, no.
Ben Corbett, a strategy manager,
Project manager.
project manager, and reclusive megalomaniac from Dublin, Ireland, occasional purveyor of unforgivable and problematic puns. Rarely seen without a beautiful woman by his side. Men want to be him, women want to be with him. But can the martini sipper claim his place as the world's greatest Bond fan? Let's find out.
Oh,
we go.
I mean, written by Bono as well, I'll have you know. Yeah, GoldenEye's written by Bono on the Edge, yeah. So
Okay.
even more Irish. I love it.
Question 1.
I'm going to fuck this up. This is going to be awful. This is so much pressure.
GoldenEye actually belonged to Ian Fleming.
Yeah.
But what is it? His typewriter, his house, or his wife's glass eye?
His house.
Correct. Can you keep score, Sophie?
Oh, what do you mean?
Give him a point.
Oh my God, that's stressful.
The screenplay for which Bond film was written by Charlie and the Chocolate Factory author Roald Dahl?
You Only Live Twice.
Correct. 2 points.
Oh.
Which is my favourite Bond film?
Oh. Is it A License to Kill?
Correct. 3 points.
Yes.
What is Pussy Galore's profession? KGB pilot, assassin, or pilot?
She's a pilot.
Correct. Which director has directed the most James Bond films?
Oh, I don't know. Martin Campbell?
One more guess.
I don't know.
John Glenn.
Yeah, I should have gotten that.
In which 2 Bond films would you find the character Jaws?
He is in The Spoil of Me and Moonraker.
Correct. 2 points.
Oh my God.
Which Bond film was the first to feature a woman as the main villain?
What was the main villain?
It stars a Bond, the hairy chest.
So it's a Sean Connery.
Later.
George Timothy Dalton then. No, Pierce Brosnan.
Yep.
The World Is Not Enough.
Correct.
Yeah, Electra King.
What was the first Bond film to win an Oscar? Thunderball, Goldfinger, or Skyfall?
Thunderball?
No, Goldfinger.
For best song or something probably.
Which movie opens with a chase on top of cranes?
Casino Royale.
Correct. Which
the most
actor had
stressful
the
thing I've ever
most
done.
wig work due to wearing a hairpiece in every single appearance as James Bond?
Roger Moore.
Sean Connery.
Oh, balls!
Who famously went bald at a very young age.
Yeah, shit. Is that it?
What's the score, Sophie?
I mean, 1, 2, 3. So okay, so 4 corrects and 3 wrongs.
Oh.
So that makes for 2, 4, 6, 8.
I'm happy with
points.
that. I'm
That's
happy with
pretty
8.
good.
Pretty good, dude.
I think that's not too bad.
There's a lot of pressure there.
That was an excellent present. That was a lot of pressure, but I loved it. That was good.
That is so.
Thank you very much for my gift. I love a quiz.
Excellent.
Yeah, how much time did you spend on this? I'm so impressed. I feel like he has put us to shame.
Yeah, he has.
With our...
Well, it's your turn next to be embarrassed.
Okay.
Can we have Sophie's mastermind music, please?
Of course we can.
Sophie Basher Katsali from Greece. Known to hide out in Greece, Scotland and Buenos Aires. A Vegas regular and constant movie obsessive, and working a side hustle as a social strategy lead. Your chosen specialism is heist comedy, Ocean's 11 from 2001. Can we have the music?
Of course you can.
Here we go.
Love this music.
Ben, you got to keep score.
Okay.
What is the name of Julia Roberts' character?
Rose.
I know this.
Something.
No.
No.
Can I steal a point?
I have no
you can
idea.
have a point.
Is
Ben.
it Tess?
Correct.
Tess, how do you know that? I
'Cause I
don't
know
know
the film better
anything
than you.
about. Yeah, okay. Go
Question
on.
2. What big event was happening on the night Danny decided to rob the casinos? A bombing attack, a boxing match, or a basketball game?
A boxing match.
Correct.
Okay, I remember that.
What did Linus say switched every 6 hours? The security camera tapes, the blackjack dealers, or the 6-digit elevator code?
The 6-digit elevator code.
Correct.
Yes.
2 points.
There are 5 oceans on our planet. Which is the largest? Arctic, Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, or Southern?
Oh, you should have said Danny.
Which is the
Largest.
largest? Atlantic.
Incorrect.
Pacific? Shit.
Which Ocean's
That's
11
really good.
character violates parole by traveling to California?
God.
Take a guess.
Benedict? No, I don't remember his name. Benedict.
Danny Ocean.
Fuck.
The guy the movie's about.
After Danny was released from a New Jersey prison, he was sent to seek out his partner, Rusty. What was Rusty doing at this time?
Eating something, probably.
No, what is his... I assume you mean what is his job at that
Yeah.
point. Yeah, I know this.
What was his job?
Oh, he was teaching celebrities to play poker, right?
Yeah. He's
Correct.
teaching celebrities how to play cards.
He was a real estate agent for a huge corporation. He was... Oh, I was supposed to give you options there. Sorry, you actually done really well. He was
Double
teaching
points.
celebrities how to play poker.
Double points.
Okay. What kind of accent did Don Cheadle have to use for his role?
Oh, it's awful.
Cockney...
Some
Oh.
sort of Cockney
I've
accent.
just given it away.
4 points.
Wait. So Cockney, for which he has since apologised for being such a terrible accent. Which of the following actors was not in the film? Andy Garcia, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, or Brad Pitt?
Ben Affleck.
Correct. Ben Affleck is correct. Casey Affleck, Ben's brother, was in the film.
Correct.
One main actor asked for his name to be removed from the credits. Who was it?
Ooh. This is a piece of trivia I don't know. This is interesting.
Andy Garcia?
Nope.
No?
Don Cheadle.
No,
Oh,
because of the
really?
accent. Because of the accent,
He
probably.
said with Oceans, there was some sort of stuff that happened behind the scenes that I didn't like how it went down. So I just said, take my name off it.
Oh,
There's stuff
drama.
on the scenes, like his accent that went down as well.
Drama. Yeah, he got the paycheck though. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
exactly.
Okay, last one.
Yeah.
Which Ocean's 11 had completed which Ocean's 11 character had competed at the World Series of Poker prior to doing Ocean's 11? Clue, it wasn't Clooney.
Casey Affleck. I don't know. Is it one of the members again? Like, so.
Wow. I don't know. These are good trivia questions.
What about the old guy?
Oh, I can't remember his name. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
who you're talking. Who? Yeah, I know who you're talking.
It's not the old guy.
No, it's not. Okay, I'll go with my favorite, Brad Pitt.
Matt Damon.
Feels like something Damon would do.
Yeah, it's annoying.
What are the scores?
Scores on the door, 7 points for Sophie. Ooh. That's pretty good. They were tough questions.
Yeah, I feel like Sophie got a rougher ride.
Yeah, definitely. I think they were great presents. I think Simon definitely did the best job.
It was
well done, Simon.
Yeah, you put us to shame. Which
you did.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I think I needed that as well. Thank you guys. That's very sweet. We're gonna take a quick break, right? And we'll come back with Love Actually.
Oh, look, a message from our sponsor.
G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. Nah, yo, hold my poodle. Hey, yo, what's up? Y'all got a problem? Y'all want some of this?
Without much further ado,
here we go again.
Cool. We are back for the final segment of our podcast episode. Love Actually.
Yeah.
How are we feeling? What's the love temperature?
The love is
love in the air.
Love is actually all around, as
I
Hugh
remember
Grant
one
says.
family Christmas a few years ago. We were having a chat about like favourite films, and my uncle John, who's like a proper Scottish uncle, right, he declared that Love Actually was his favourite film of all time. And I looked at my dad, and he actually looked really sad and disappointed.
Did he mean it?
Yeah. What's the hatred for Love Actually about? What is it? I don't get it.
The problematicness
Well,
of it.
yes, okay. Listen, it's problematic in the same way that Friends is problematic. I think Simon's coming at it from a different angle. You're coming at it from like cringe fest angle.
I think the Richard Curtis film, The Boat That Rocked.
Yes,
I
that is problematic.
Yeah, and I think Love Actually has elements of that in it. It's just not as obvious.
Yeah,
even though Boat That Rocked is later, isn't it?
Yeah, Boat That Rocked is like 2007, 2007, 2008, I think.
Yeah.
But he always treads this line that's always in this iffy territory that seems a bit like your granddad doing jokes that makes everyone like wince a bit at the Christmas table.
He's out of touch generally as a director, even though I feel like sometimes his films have worked, like Notting Hill worked, for example.
Yeah. But his is always like everything
for
he
Weddings
does,
and a Funeral worked.
Yeah, everything he does is trying to portray. Like, it's interesting because going to see it in Shoreditch and then walking out around Shoreditch and going home, like all of his films are very much like a romanticized version of,
yes,
dare I say it, white Britain, like
100%, and middle class white.
I think it's
Britain.
like if John Lewis made a movie, it would be Love Actually.
It's a 2.5 hour long John Lewis ad. But
yeah.
Yes, and I remember him in an interview where his argument to people that were criticizing Love Actually was like, people love fetishizing, murder, like mystery films, and like we have so much violence in cinema these days. Why don't people just want the cheesy love stuff? So he's going for that angle. He's the anti, murder, anti-action, anti-drama, like person in like movies, I guess, and like cinema. That's what he wants to go for, which is fair. I don't mind the cheesiness of it, and I don't mind the non-realisticness of it in a way. I just think it hasn't aged well in the sense of, I think as a woman, I just saw this film the other day and I was like, every single woman is like a walking vagina. Like they have zero agency.
Yeah, I thought especially Martine McCutcheon's part,
Martin McCutcheon's part, and also what is his name, Chris.
She's portrayed as quite a vacuous.
Chris Marshall's whole thing of just going to America.
Yeah,
to like that's the one. I always get so uncomfortable with that because I'm just like that's just filler in the film.
But that's just like
that's just like
to be there.
It doesn't need to be there. It's like that's the weird thing certainly about it is that some of those bits you're just like, but that doesn't need to be there. It feels like padding.
But I don't find that bit. It was just silly. I didn't find that problematic. Whereas the Martine McCutcheon thing, it's like it portrays her to be a vacuous bimbo. They
just keep fat shaming her like throughout the film.
Oh yeah,
like,
what is that about?
Yeah.
I don't understand. I never got that joke either. It really weird.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Or like Laura Linney's character, where basically Alan Rickman's character tells her to fuck her colleague. You remember that scene? Was like, you actually could just get together.
It's within like the first 10 minutes of the film.
Yeah, basically like your boss is telling you to fuck your colleague.
How long? How long have you worked here? Yeah. How long have you worked here? How long have you been in love with Carl? Yeah.
Exactly, and then they go and do whatever. They hook up, and then for some reason the story is about her feeling bad for going to help her
brother.
mentally ill brother.
Yeah, well, she's not very well herself, is she? Because she can't she can't disconnect from her brother for like 10 minutes to have sex with this guy.
Exactly, but like it's kind of portrayed that this guy's an inconvenience, and like I have to feel bad for like not giving.
Because she's a nurturer.
Yes,
she's a nurturing woman.
She's a nurturing woman.
Yeah, maybe.
There's that, and then obviously you have Keira Knightley, who barely has any words, like in the film, and she's just there. She's like the love object.
Massive smile.
Massive, like,
and
great,
you know,
great
I think there's something like she's only in the like when she was in that film, she's only 7 years older, I think, than the boy who's playing Liam Neeson's
yes, he looks very young.
And that's my most cringy part. Yeah. Is the way they kind of adultify that kid.
But sorry, just to round up like the women, and then you have Emma Thompson, which arguably like they are the best, like almost most interesting couple.
Emma
like,
Thompson should get an Oscar for that Joni Mitchell scene alone of her crying in the room.
Very real.
Oh my god,
it's an incredible scene, and like I love the fact that she acknowledged, like they have the discussion afterwards about the affair, but then she ends up taking him back. Like it's almost like. I don't know, like...
But
I think
it's a bit bitter, though, isn't it? It's not...
Yeah, but that's kind of real, though.
Yeah, no, but
like,
I mean,
that's
you don't
the
know
kind of, you know, that's the really upsetting thing about it, is that kind of happens. Like, that's
but,
almost...
Yeah, I
like,
just feel like you don't have a conversation and then everything is... You make up and... I don't know, like...
Well, obviously, it, like, glosses over a lot. Like, clearly we jump forward, like, like a month or something.
I think, for me, in that film, there's real extremes. Like, I actually really love the introductory wedding scene where the band... magically pops up. Like, that's really joyful.
Beatles, Yes, definitely. Yeah.
And I love the Rowan Atkinson present wrapping scene in the shop.
Like, I loved him. Like in the airport as well. Like,
where he just turns up to save the day.
Yes.
He was just incredible.
And then there are scenes that I'm just like, oh my god, this is horrible. I can't watch it.
Yeah.
Would you like it gift wrapped?
Yes, all right.
Lovely. Let me just pop it in the box. There.
And then
it's kind of like vignettes, isn't it? It's like a series
very
of
much so.
vignettes joined together that just don't always quite gel.
That they all just like after we watched it, we went to get dinner and we sat there being like, okay, so how does everyone connect together? And then you try and like tie all these strings together.
My most cringy moment is the Hugh Grant dancing scene.
Really?
I love that scene.
I love that scene.
I had to block my eyes.
That scene, especially where the woman's standing behind him and he's
that
just like,
scene.
yes.
I love that scene. It's
brilliant.
The most cringy scene for me is when Colin Firth travels to wherever was it Portugal?
No,
Italy?
it's in France. Is
it in France?
Yeah.
Sorry,
where the cleaner has to fall in love with him straight away.
Yeah.
They haven't exchanged a bloody word, and he asked her to marry her. She's like, oh yeah, whatever. Like I'll just give up on my life and just go through. It's like the most cringiness of it. And then obviously let's talk.
Christmas cringe.
And that was more fat shaming because when Colin Firth goes to propose,
there's
with
the other sister,
and the other sister's like,
So
obviously
bad.
they've chosen a really big person to play her, and then the joke is that God forbid he would want to marry her.
Yeah, so
I mean, it's really that's pretty shocking.
It's awful.
Yeah.
And obviously like the Martin Freeman and Joanna Page
Do you
couple
think
where like
a fat
why
phase
do
where
we
he was
see
like,
why do we see her boobs and not his dick?
Oh yeah.
Like, why do
Forgot about that.
That's the one. They're the bits in the film. Remember we were talking about this of like if
it was a bit of a cheap laugh that I thought.
You need to put a list together of that of when those scenes are in the movie so people know to walk out when they're watching it with their parents. Just be like, okay, you need to walk out at like 10 minutes.
That's true.
32 minutes and 67 minutes and make a cup of tea because you're about to see.
Wait, what's the film where they have a fictitious app called Mr. Skin, and there's a film where like these kids create an app called Mr. Skin where they write down the times when there's a nudity in any film and then you can search it. It's from like ages ago.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's what you need. But for like to make it go and make a cup of tea when you're watching Love Actually with your family at Christmas.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Given all of that, like I still like it's obviously a good time. I just feel like it hasn't aged
because the
very
thing
well.
is it hasn't aged very well. But on the cringy, and I completely agree with that. Like there's stuff in it that you're like, oh Christ, like you know. But as I said, in the same way,
of it, as you said,
the whiteness of it. There's like every main character in it is white. And
in London,
class.
of all places.
Apart from the guy in the wedding.
But he's barely in it.
Yeah,
he's only in 2 or 3 scenes, and his whole character arc is my best mate is trying to steal my wife.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that was strange. That storyline.
It's such a bizarre story.
It plays it like it's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. It is a very weird
up.
one, and but like the cringy elements of it, I just kind of like see. I'm in Christmas mode right now, which there's like a month of the year from like the 1st of December. I'm just like full on Christmas mode, and I like the cringiness of it. I actually really enjoy.
Yeah.
And then I said, because we do this podcast now, I started like analyzing some of their like I started thinking about like the boy, like Liam Neeson and the son's relationship, and like
it's weird.
You know, well, it is weird. It is a little bit weird, but also like the whole like him having the girlfriend is completely like could be anything else.
I don't even think at that age I knew the difference between a boy and a girl, let alone.
I think that says a bit more about you.
Maybe
he's about 12.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so.
He's younger than that.
But like the whole thing is about that one is that I get it's cringe that like where him talking about love and all these things, and it's very like almost like Shakespearean in the way. But the whole thing is that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like it could be any girl, whatever. The whole point of that storyline is to make him and Liam Neeson closer. Doesn't matter about the girl. The whole point of that is that this is a boy who's lost his mum and a guy who's lost his wife, and this is his stepson who he's not his biological child. He doesn't really know what to do, and he's using this as a thing to like get closer together after this awful thing has happened.
Right, yeah,
like the whole chasing the girl to the airport doesn't really matter. It's that one last thing of like, I'm your dad, you know.
Yeah.
It's like it's a bigger thing, I think. Now, maybe I'm looking too much into it, but
Yeah, actually don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind him having some sort of distraction and like having a crush. Like I think we all had a crush. Like at that, even though it was silly, like it was just one of those things. And it's not like sexual. It's just you're like,
and like
it's
the
romantic.
amount of kids who are like, I'm gonna learn guitar to impress a girl. He goes and like learns the drums to impress a girl. It's something that like a load of kids. I played guitar as a child. It was definitely because I was like, I play guitar, girls will like me. You know, like it's one of those things.
You do all of these things as a way to win someone over. But I think like where the film could have been more intelligent, I guess, like or the way we would have showed up.
Have the security guards tackle him within 1 second because there's no way after 9/11 you're running through an airport like that.
That's true. There is no way that could have
ended with him blowing up.
But it was like how Liam Neeson's character was basically encouraging him to do all of these things, as opposed to saying, like, first thing, have you tried talking to her?
Yeah.
Have you tried engaging in a conversation with her? But like it was just funny. And then Liam Neeson ended up with Claudia Schiffer because he can.
Yeah, which is the joke throughout the whole thing, isn't it?
She came out of nowhere. It's funny. Because I know we're talking about the final scene, and it's hard to really talk about the final scene in this film because there are so many different. It's like every single couple has its own final scene. Like for example, the Andrew Lincoln, and Keira Knightley final scene is probably 20 minutes out.
Yeah. Well, they're in the airport, but they're not. It's the culmination of everyone's relationships.
Like their finale.
Yeah, it happens throughout kind of at different points, I guess.
Yeah. So
Martin Freeman and Joanna Page just getting married.
I forgot about that. That's true.
They're at the airport and they're just like, we're getting married. It's like, okay.
So two questions. One, what's your favorite couple? And two, pick one couple that you would have changed like their finale, or like you had changed their story in the end.
I mean, I just love Bill Nye and the manager because it's just such a ridiculous story, and the fact that they end up together, like I quite like the scene where he comes from Elton John's house and is just like, I'd rather, no matter how much I hate saying it, I'd rather spend like Christmas with you.
What was this epiphany?
It was about Christmas.
You realised it was all around?
No, I realised that Christmas is the time to be with the people you love.
Right.
And I realised that as dire chance and fateful cock-up would have it, here I am, mid-50s, and without knowing it, I've gone and spent most of my adult life with a chubby employee. And much as it grieves me to say it, it might be that the people I love is, in fact, you.
Yeah, because in that storyline, I remember really not liking Bill Nye's character because he's so mean to his manager, and then you realise he just really loves him.
Yeah, he really loves him. Yeah, that's why I quite like it, and I just love that character. Like, I mean, the scene with Ant and Dec is just fucking brilliant. Like, you know, and what I didn't know is I was listening to a thing where Bill Nye was talking about that the other day, and he was saying that was the movie where after that he stopped having to audition for things, which I was like, surely Bill Nye was like a big deal, but he was like, no, it was at that point after I did that film. Because it was big in America, that's when people knew who he was. I was quite surprised about that. But yeah, I think they're my favorite. As a couple, I think they're my favorite. I think the one I'd change, is the Chris Marshall one is just completely pointless. I would get rid of that. I think, like,
just make the movie a bit shorter.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, See, the thing is, like, the Emma Thompson one, I'd like to say she leaves him, but actually, like, Emma Thompson's whole thing throughout the film is all she's ever really thinking about is her kids. Like, her whole thing is making that, like, and you kind of like, well, you don't understand it's terrible, you know, it's for something like that to happen, but you almost feel like, especially in the airport, she's like, I'm literally like her, you know, her last lines with Alan Rickman are just screaming, I'm here for the children, get in the fucking car. Like, that's it. You kind of want a happier ending for her, but unfortunately she gets the most real ending out of probably everyone, and that's quite sad.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, because, you know, you could have given her like a cheesy ending maybe, but actually she should have gotten an Oscar. That should be the ending. That's the deserved ending there.
It's
but
true.
yeah, I don't know.
It's true.
I don't know about an Oscar. I don't even know what qualifies for an Oscar nowadays.
Well,
like
I mean,
it was a scene. It was like a 5-minute section.
Yeah, and Anne Hathaway got an Oscar for singing one song in Les Mis. So I mean, come on.
It was good.
I have a feeling Bill Nye, I think he won a BAFTA for that film, but I could be wrong.
Bill Nye, maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, like a BAFTA, like a Golden Globe, and like a comedy or something like that. Yeah. What about you, Sophie? Who's your favourite? What would you? I mean, well, do you have a favourite?
Yeah.
And then what of all the ones that you don't like, which would you change?
I'd probably, even though I've complained about it, I'd probably pick Hugh Grant and Martin McCutcheon, because I like the idea of that storyline. It's just the execution's a bit off. But that's my favourite arc, I think.
And you liked how they ended up together, and that kind of like what he did where he was searching for her.
I think it's because it reminds me of About a Boy, when he ends up on stage and About a Boy playing his guitar, and it was kind of similar because they were on stage at the kids' pantomime thing.
Yeah.
The scene where he is going door to door is quite funny, especially when he ends up singing with his driver. And the driver has this amazing voice. It's just that look of like, oh.
And also the scene when they all pile into the car and the kid's got that massive,
the octopus
amazing
costume.
octopus
Yeah.
costume, and it's poking out everywhere, and like, I think the idea of I think in the context of when that film came out, when Tony Blair was probably riding high.
It would have been Blair, yeah.
It made sense. Whereas now, all the shit that's gone down politically, it's the British politics is in the absolute bin.
It is funny because
it would have been quite cool to the idea of Tony Blair.
Because he's clearly the Blair character, and then there's a lot of people. There's a lot of jokes in it about like, the guy before, geez, he was very boring type stuff. Like, it's all really like thinly veiled.
Yeah. What about you, Sophie?
Favorite couple: Alan Rickman, Emma Thompson, definitely. What would I change? Well, actually. Did you guys ever see the Red Nose Day sequel, like Love Actually sequel?
I think I might have, yeah. I think
because
so. I remember them doing it. I don't remember.
Where like they did the recreation of it. So in that one, apparently Laura Linney ended up marrying McDreamy, like Patrick Dempsey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, he picks up the phone. It's like, hey, honey. You're like, hey, babe. And then you see, like, McDreamy be like, hey, babe, I'll see you soon. Like, whatever. So Sarah got what she deserved, ultimately, even though Carl didn't work out, which is fair. She got McDreamy. So I'm glad for her. She deserves that.
There's a lot about the ending that, you know, some bits tie it together quite nicely. Other bits are, as you say, kind of stick out like sore thumbs a little bit of like, okay, why are Joanna Page and thing getting married? Why is the English guy suddenly back with two beautiful American women? Who is the other girl's sister? Who is, what's her name? I can't remember the actress's name. Oh my god,
Denise Richards.
It's all of a sudden it's Denise Richards who's
and
there
January
to be in love
with.
With the other guy. It's just I don't know.
Funny.
There's a lot to, as you say, there's a lot to like about the film. It's very problematic, but it's because it's vignettes. The ending is.
I like how it comes together.
Yeah.
I like how, I think from a writing standpoint, they were able to merge to kind of combine.
But then of course there is the actual ending, which I think you were saying something is quite good. Is like the collage of people meeting at the airport, because actually as like a crux for a film or like an idea, that is quite nice. Like,
I like it when writing ends where it began. I find it quite satisfying, and that film does it quite well.
360 kind of,
yeah. It comes full circle very nicely with that. You just don't get Hugh Grant's lovely voiceover at the end.
Yeah, maybe they should put Hugh Grant back at the end to finish it off.
Yeah, to like tie it up. I mean, yeah, because that's the thing. It's like, what is the message of the film? Like, well, they've said it at the start, you know.
Maybe there's a director's cut out there.
What, like Blade Runner?
Maybe like when Hugh watches it at home,
Martin McCutcheon is a robot and all of that.
Is Richard Curtis still around? Like, is he still active?
Yeah, he directed that Beatles film, didn't he? The Yesterday, I think.
Oh, was that his?
Yeah, I think that was him. He still does like bits and pieces every now and again. I just don't think he's
my
as
theory with
prolific.
him, and I have loads of respect for what he's done because it's amazing.
But you look at some of the stuff he did in like the 80s and 90s. Like he's the man who
my
created
theory
Blackadder,
is
you know.
His first breakthrough film was Four Weddings and a Funeral, which famously couldn't afford to pay the big actors in it, so they all took equity and ended up doing really well because the film was an amazing success. There's even a scene in Four Weddings and a Funeral, I think it's right at the end, at the funeral, where there's a river in the background and it's completely frozen because they couldn't afford the shot. And it's actually, that went into the cinema. Like, there's just a photograph in the background and they're all acting in front of it because they literally ran out of money. And that's in even the DVD and on streaming services. But I think that what happened was Richard Curtis, then he made Notting Hill. Was that next?
Yeah, I think Notting Hill would have been next.
As he progressed, I think he figured out how to make stuff more and more popular, and he learned what triggered people and what brought audiences in, and that's why they kind of went more mainstream as he went on until he hit the absolute jackpot with Love Actually.
Yeah, it is.
And he's basically gone right to lowest common denominator, but in a very clever way, but making the most money.
Right, but Love Actually was. I'm not saying it was expected to be a flop, but it wasn't expected to be as successful as it ended up being.
No, I don't think so. Because it at the time, it would have just been like another Richard Curtis rom-com.
Yes.
Like, you know.
Maybe that's because maybe the reason why I find it so cringy is because it does tap into the human condition quite a lot. And it's like the mess of life.
Right.
And it tackles it all in quite a, like, on the nose, like, granddad doing a joke kind of way, but actually it covers a lot of life, and maybe that's why it is quite cringy and why people love it, because it's like a mirror, holding a mirror up to white Britain.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, it is. And I feel like there's just bits in it that you recognize. Oh, I've done that before. I've talked like that, or I've said that, or I've been in that scenario.
It is a escapist film in a way.
Very much so.
Yeah. Like,
very
and
much so.
I like to think that when you see it, like, you know, it's problematic, and you just go with it because it's fun.
I think it goes in my guilty pleasure category.
Love Actually. Oh, 100%. But the thing is, listen, we get out of December and I will not watch it again. Like, there is a 30-day window for me to watch Love Actually. I'm not going to watch it in March. Like, it's not going to happen.
So funny.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think that's all to say about the film. I think we solved the ending again. As always, if you love what you heard, share this episode on your stories or with your group chat. I think this is the perfect episode to share on your group chat because who hasn't seen Love Actually? Like, let's be honest. So tap the share button and spread the love for that final scene. We are an indie podcast and we are relying on word of mouth. So you sharing means the world to us. We will be back in 2 weeks for the final episode of the year, where we'll be taking your questions. Yes, your questions, like an AMA. And I don't know, are we doing in film for the final episode of the year? Maybe it's a surprise film.
Yeah,
that could be interesting, so people can tune in and find out what the next.
Is Die Hard New Year's Eve film?
What?
When does Die Hard happen?
Christmas Eve.
It's Christmas Eve, not New Year's Eve. I was trying to think of is there a film that's really
another
to
Alan
New Year's
Rickman
Eve?
classic?
Ooh, maybe.
Nakatomi Plaza.
Mr. Takagi won't be joining us for the rest of his life. Such a good line. Love it.
Iconic.
I don't know how he does his voice. It's incredible.
Yeah, so good.
Well, so tune in 2 weeks and we may or may not be talking about Die Hard. Goodbye.
Did you like it? Did you like that?
Did I like it? I loved it.
I had no idea you could milk a cat.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
Good morning.
Morning. Good morning.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.